Okay, so before we do anything else, we want to get some API keys so that we can connect our exchange to the Coinigy app. Okay, so this allows us to trade directly within Coinigy. So I'm going to use Bittrex as an example. And with Bittrex, you must make sure that you have two-factor authentication enabled, okay? Otherwise API keys won't work. So once you have that, by coming up to settings and then two-factor authentication, once you've enabled that, you next go to API keys. You can see I have quite a few here. So you'll want to create a new one. So the way that you do that is you go to add new key, okay? And you can see it's added down here. Now you just enable all of these, all right? Okay. Now what you need to do is you need to add your authentication code in here, okay? So I've got that on my iPad and I'll just grab it, and it is 981. Actually, it's just changing. It is 267335, okay? And then just click on update keys. Now you can see right here we have a key, which is the public one, and a secret. So I'm just going to copy these. I'm going to come down to Notepad and I'm just going to drag that across here and just paste them into Notepad. Okay. So next we will come back into the Coinigy API and we'll connect up the API keys. Okay, so now that we have Coinigy open, we need to come up to accounts, click on accounts, and you can see I already have 3 in here, okay, that are connected. Now the way that you do this, so let me just bring across the keys, let's put them over here, is you come up to add new exchange account, okay, and here is where you'll select the actual exchange. Now this could be anything, it could be Poloniex, it could be Bittrex. So in this case I'm going to use Bittrex, which is, where are we? Right here, okay, Bittrex. Now you can give it any name you want. I can call this crypto, oops, crypto is key 01 or whatever I wanted to. And then in public key, this is the key that you just got from your API key from Bittrex. So you'd put your public key in there, okay? And then my private key will be your secret key, okay? So you just put that in there and then just confirm it, okay? And that will add the account here. I'm not going to do it because I already have accounts connected, all right? Now, once you have your account displaying in here, make sure that you check on trading and active, okay, or active and trading, and it will bring up a pop-up. You just need to enable both of these, okay, in order for you to use your Bittrex account or your exchange account within Coinigy, okay. So next we'll have a look at the actual Coinigy UI, the interface. Now that we have the account connected with the API with Bittrex, you must make sure that you have Bittrex selected here, and then you can enable it from the drop down here, okay? Now if you don't have that selected, you won't have the option here to actually add it, okay? So once that's added, if you don't see any balance in here, all you need to do is just refresh it, okay? So just click on refresh account, and what that will do is it'll just update all your balances, okay? And once that's finished updating, it will just come up with a pop-up telling you that it's updated it, all right? Okay, so we're going to do this in steps. So if we have a look on the left here, this is the markets, okay? Now all these on the left are the different exchanges that are available, okay? Now not all of these exchanges are available to connect through the API. They are just listed here. This is just for your reference. Now once you have a exchange selected, you can then select any of the coins that are listed under that exchange. Okay, so for example, I'll select ARC. Okay, you can see now it changes in here and shows you all the details, all the history and the current history and trading on ARC at the moment. Okay, so basically what you can do is, if there are certain coins that you have traded with or you've invested in, you can bookmark them. Okay, so the way that we do that is I'll click on the star here. This is empty at the moment, but if I click on that, that means now it's showing my bookmarks. Okay, so all of these ones down here I have actually bookmarked and I keep an eye on. All right, so to bookmark a particular coin, if you come over to the right, you can see that it has a little star here. Okay, all you need to do is just click on that star. Now you'll notice in my bookmark list that ARC is not in here. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll click on that. Okay, now I'm just gonna come back here and maybe click on a couple here, because sometimes it takes a bit to load, but you'll see now here is ARC. Okay, now this is in my bookmarked list. Okay, so just remember that you can bookmark anything that you're watching. It can be as many as you want. If you're on a desktop, you'll need to, if you want to come down further down the list of all these bookmarks, you need to just highlight and then use your arrow keys on your keyboard to move the list like that. Okay, you can see I have a lot down here. All right, so just use your arrows on your keyboard. Okay, so that's the exchange list and the coin list and how to use bookmarks. In the next part of the video, I'm going to show you just the basics of how you can actually make a trade, and we'll go from there. Okay, so in this example, I'm going to use ALTCOINS. Okay. Now on the right hand side over here, you can see the tab Economy. Now with some of the coins, that will actually show you a few details. Okay, that's just for reference. I use this sometimes just for just for looking up the coin on Google. So now back to trade. So you can see here that I have a balance. Okay, and I want to buy some of this ALTCOIN. Okay. Now there is a couple of ways that I can do this. I can either, if I really want to buy it fast, then I can just select the asking price. Okay, so if I select the asking price and the amount of Bitcoin that I want to spend, let's say for example I want to spend 0.01. Okay, so you'll notice as soon as I do that, it puts a marker on here with your buy. Okay, now nothing's been executed yet, and you can also see this is the amount of ALTCOIN that you're going to receive if you make that buy. Okay, now what you can do is you can, if you just mouse over this side of it, you can actually grab it with your mouse and just drag it. Okay, so if for example you wanted to wait for a while and see if you could get it at a lower price, then you might want to drop it down to, down to somewhere like there or something like that. Okay, and then you can place the buy order. Okay, so I'm going to click on that. I'm going to click on buy. Are you sure you want to add this order? Yes. Okay, so now I've made the order. You can see the order is down here. Okay, now I can cancel this at any time. Okay, all I need to do is just click on this. Okay, cancel order. Okay, and it's done. So it's pretty simple. What you can also do is come up to the tools here and you can click on this. So it says buy order. So I can click on that and it will automatically add, some defaults. But what it does do when you click on that is it adds your full amount of what you have. Okay, so you'll have to readjust that. All right, so I'll just cancel that. You can also cancel it from here. All right, so I like to do it manually. So the same would go with if you're selling some. So let me just show you. I'm going to buy just a little bit. I'll do a quick buy. Okay, and I'm going to do it for the asking price. Okay, now I'm going to buy it. All right. Now you can hear that. That's my little alarm system. That's the noise that I have enabled. So you can see that it's bought that. Okay. Now if we come to order history, you can see it's arrived up here. Here's the Sia coin I just purchased. And if you come to order history, you can see I've actually traded this quite a bit. You can see here now is my buy right here. Okay. So it's pretty simple. Now, let's say that I've bought this and, I want to sell some of it. I can either sell it for what they're bidding for it, which if I click on this amount right here, this is the sell side. If I click on this, you can see it adds the sale here. I can now click on this and I can sell it for what people are bidding for. This is what people will pay for it right now. Okay. So I can click on that and I could sell this right now. Okay. Or I could go for the ask, which you'll see will come up a little bit higher. So I'm asking a little bit more than the bidding price. Or I could just come over and drag it and maybe put it up here and, hope that that the market will increase and the volume will increase and people will be, buying this coin and I'll get a sale up there. So this depends on how you do your research and where you think, the market's going with this. Okay. So I'm just going to show you what a sale looks like. So I'm just going to put that in there and I'll come down to the bidding price, right? And now I'll sell it. Now this, depending on if there's a lot of volume, this might not sell straight away, okay? But we'll see what happens. See, the order is now in place to sell, okay? But you'll notice that it didn't sell straight away, okay? And that's because there may not be enough people at that price. Now you can see what's happened here. This particular price I set it at is 558 and the actual bid is 557. So it might take a little bit before I sell this, but if I refresh this and keep your eye on this total here, if I refresh it, you'll notice that this total, okay, so the sale did go through. Okay, so that's basically how you can buy and sell. Okay, so in the next part of the video, I'm going to go through the notifications and how I set alarms. The alarms in Coinigy are brilliant. Now the way that you can set them is you come up to the alerts, and here you've got a few options that you can click on to set an alarm on here, or at least get it on here. For example, if I click on weekly low, you can see it brings it down here. Okay, and then I can just drag that up. You can also put in a price here to set it on here. Or you can come up to here and just click on this. Okay, and what that will do is set it right on the actual amount at the time, the asking amount. Okay, and then you can just drag it. All right, so for example, if you're wanting to get close to knowing when you want to, if there's a sort of a target for a buy-in that you're looking at, you can set an alarm close to that target. So it sort of gives you an idea if you want to do it live, The same with, if you want to sell, okay? So, and let me show you how cool this is. So I'm going to set one right now. I'm going to set it right on here. So any movement should set it off. So I'll just click on that and then confirm alert. Okay, now that's set. Okay, you can see down here it's giving me the pop-up. You can also see here, all right, open alerts. This one is open. Now as soon as there's any movement in here, it will actually set off that alarm. Right there, okay, so there was some movement, you can see that. And there you go, it's that simple. Okay, so just remember that you can set alarms from here, or you can just add the price in. Like for example, I could put in 67 and you can see it automatically brings it here. Okay, and then I can just set the alert there. Right, there's one there. If I wanted to add an alert below, I could click on that, set that there. All right, you can set as many as you want. All right, now that's what's great about this. And if you want to delete them, just come over to here and delete them there. Okay, it's that simple. Now use this. The alarms, like I said, are brilliant. Now the good thing about this is you can, in your preferences, if you come to settings and preferences, you can, there's a whole heap of different sounds in here. I just like wobble sound because it lasts for longer. But here you can also set it, with all these. So it's for your browser, and for email. So if you're away from your computer, you'll get an email to your mobile phone. So you can then decide what you want to do. So that's the alarm system. Use it. In this next part of the video, I'm going to show you just some of the basic other tools that are available. Okay, so up here you see it has 1 hour. Now if you click on this will basically change the trading time and it will reflect on here. So for example, I have 1 hour. If I change this to 6 hours, you can see it gives you a totally different look. Okay, because it's condensing everything down. You can see down here it's from June, beginning of June to the 15th is in this small space. Okay, so let me just get this out of the way. Okay, you can click on the little arrow and that will minimize it. So what you can do is, even though it's 6 hours, you can come down to just down here where it lists the dates, and if you just hold, you can drag. Okay, and that just scales it up to give you a better view. Alright, now let me just put that out of the way. Now you can change this, like I said, you can change this to anything. So for example, if you want to see what's happening, basically as fast as possible, you can change this to like 1 minute. You can see what happens here. Dramatically changes it, and you can see all the times down here. Okay, I don't particularly like that view. I usually use 30 minutes or 1 hour. So I like this sort of view. But you can always bring it down like this and it gives you a different look. Okay. So it's very customizable, and you can get a different look at it. So if you go to 12 hours, for example, and you can go to 5 years, you can see what happens here. It gives you a totally different look here. Okay. Put it back to 1 day. And this is 5 minutes and 1 day. Okay, so you can see what's happening here. But I definitely like the 1 hour or the 30 minutes. That's just the way I like to. Now, what you can also do is you can just drag in here. Okay. You can drag that like that. All right. You can, now all of these tools, once you get into actually trading and learning more about all that side of the, that's more technical side, you can start looking at all these. I'm not going to go through all these because I don't use a lot of them, to be honest. I use basic stuff, just what I'm showing you, and I find that easier. So basically what you can do is you can, buy and sell here. You can set an alert directly on there like that. All right. And you can confirm the alert straight from there. Okay. So you can do all that from there, or you can do it manually, from the side here. All right. Now, there's one other thing here that I want to show you is also the data. Okay, so this here shows on this side is everybody selling, and on this side is everybody trying to buy. Okay, and over here is, you can see the green ones are where people have bought, and red ones are where people have sold. Okay, so that's pretty self-explanatory. It's a good reference, especially if there's some big buy or sell walls, so it'll give you an idea. So that's basically all I need to show you. Everything else here you can sort of work out. There is one other thing. If you come to apps, okay, you've got a few different apps here. I quite often look at the Newswire. Okay, if we just click on the Newswire. Now the reason for that, obviously, because this helps with your research. Okay, you will get a pop-up every time a new article is released, so you can just click on it and go directly to it. But you can see, there's a lot of media in here, and it really helps with your research. Okay, so just be aware of that. There are other ones in here that you can use. I don't use a lot of these. Okay, I only really use the Newswire one. Now, what also you can, this is pretty self-explanatory, but if you go to your orders, I'll just show you quickly in here. You can it basically gives you a history. Okay, it's all self-explanatory. This is pretty easy stuff to work out. I just wanted to show you the basics of this. But what I will tell you is that Coinigy, I use it on a daily basis, and to be honest, I couldn't live without it with my trading. But there are plenty of other trading programs, and you know, like with Coinigy, you get a 30-day free trial. And then after that, you can decide whether or not you want to use it or not. You know, like I said, like I've mentioned, the first time I used it was too overwhelming because I tried to use all these tools and I just got too confused. And you know, I just got overwhelmed and stopped. But the second time I've come into this with a different outlook, and I'm just using the very basic tools for it. And all these I'll look at, you know, learning in time. But for now, I just need the basics. The most important thing to me is the notifications. That's what really helps me trading. Okay, so I hope this video helps you, and if you've got any questions or you need any help, make sure that you leave a comment below, or you know, below the video here, or on Steemit. Okay, so I've actually made this for the Steemit blog. So anyway, I'm sure I'm going to see you around on Steemit. So I hope this helped.